FCTalk in its first episode of the second season. FCTalk is Francesco Coppola's podcast about my photography and imagery vision, and about my art career, about in general the situation of photography and what is putting it in danger, its value for jobs, for art. In this episode, that is the first of the year, I will talk about, in general, what is the state, the health state, so to say, of artificial intelligence, that it is the menace that brought me to deviate from fashion photography trajectory to the artistic nude that I'm pursuing now. What is the situation about fashion photography and photography in the art world? That is the one where I'm putting all my effort. With a little disclaimer before, in order to give you a general view on how certain big sector of the economy are running, I will have to talk a bit about the stocks situation in the stocks market. I am aware that for art collectors, art enthusiasts, this could get boring soon. I will try being synthetic. Bear with me, because this year, above all, there is a meaning to take this route, discussing route. Let's go and start. Let's start, I said, with the health situation of AI intelligence. That's because, obviously, the generative image AI, artificial intelligence, is what is menacing the jobs in the fashion market. If you follow me, you already know that now it has been some year that the Levi's brand don't use photographers, models and crew, but use artificial intelligence. The same in a lesser measure even H&M. And there are other cases that I gather until now. So it is important to know how is going the situation with artificial intelligence, because it is making us from the beginning, it is continuing to give great promises. But if you study a bit how artificial intelligence is produced, I gathered some studies about the satisfaction in the first companies that implemented AI in their pipeline. This give us a general picture that will be useful even for what we talk going on along the episode. So, that's it. Artificial intelligence is something that is used worldwide, but many people now, via cloud. That means that is based on servers that, for those who don't know, are racks on racks of calculating chips, mostly of NVIDIA brand, but not exclusively, that are piled inside a prefab building on farmers' countryside that are filled in USA and other sides of the world with these buildings that consumes energy. They do heat while working, so they need water to cool them. Building and running them costs a lot of money. So much that we can say that every new version of a ChatGPT consumes even more space in which build these servers. It is more cost, more energy, more water, more land consumed. And while we have seen the first implementation of AI on robots, that for the manual labor starts to be even there menacing, so to change. And they OpenAI is saying that in few years they will arrive to build the general artificial intelligence, that one that will be able in few time to substitute completely the human workforce in so many fields. We see this thing that I said that is becoming every year even more costly to develop these tools, but there are now that we are in 2026, we can see the first results of the first 40,000 corporations, enterprises that have implemented these tools. And the first results are not encouraging for the AI enthusiasts, because the 80% of the CEOs declare themselves unsatisfied with these tools. They are too rigid, they don't are easily adaptable to their pipeline, and 90% of the AI projects fail. At this we have to add other things, and oddly, really odd enough. One first example of legislation that limits in some way the how is use or how you can gain from AI tools comes from Italy. Strangely enough, Italy last year produced a law that limits the copyright of products, creative products produced by AI. If the product, states the law, is 100% made by AI, it does have copyright. If it is a mix of human intervention, human labor, and AI, there is a need of a calculation. It has to be seen case by case how much of this product is made by the human and how much by the computer. Over 50% is not copyrightable. If not, it retains its right. And this is one, for what I know, one of the first law implementation cases that mean that going on, and for what my historical nose says, it is growing a certain amount of AI fatigue. So much that what is to be expected from the stock market? Most probably, yes, a correction that in the financial terms means crisis. it should there should be from now to 2027 a new crisis in the stock market, but that should be more similar to the early 2000 situation, the one when in crisis went the dot-com companies, the internet crisis. That means that the AI bubble will burst, but it will bring a deflation, a diminishing of the speed of the amount of the AI implementation. But this will not mean that these tools will disappear. For the worst, for the best, for me personally is the worst, they are here and they will continue to be here. And that's bring us to the second part of this episode, that is the situation with the luxury market. The luxury market that is the big umbrella under which goes on one side the fashion photography business, and from another the art business. All these are luxury imagery. Is in itself in crisis. The major firms that are quoted that are in the stock market are losing big. And they are losing big because there is a change of paradigm. There are several reasons. One is fiscal, and I will not delve there to bore you. In synthesis, it is now less convenient to invest money in possessing luxury items. But the other main reason is that the promise of luxury, that is unicity, scarcity, quality, has been betrayed as a feeling. The possible buyers, feel that in the last few years prices of luxury goods went up, but the quality didn't, and instead there has been perceived loss of trust, because there has been several scandals of workers in the pipeline of the luxury firms that has been discovered by police to live in exploitive situations with low pay in building where no one would live or work. A thing that bite the perception of quality. So the people that have money to spend on luxury, for a combination of reasons, now are fleeing from the possession of items. They prefer spend in unique and luxurious experiences. And that on one side confirms my choice to escape from the trajectory of fashion photography, even because, as before I said more than one time, the generative image artificial intelligence is something that is attractive for little firms or firms like H&M, Levi's, that have not a tradition of higher standards. I assume that high fashion, I always thought that high fashion firms should have in mind that to protect their perception of quality, they should invest in models, in the crew that work on the model, and on photographers. But we are seeing this great problem with money that since last year is getting short for the major firms. I don't know what will be the consequence for them, but I suspect that if they cheapened on the workers that produce the tissues, the leather, all the luxury goods, why couldn't they do the same in the promotion of their goods? I don't know. If those accidents had a consequence, had a consequent loss of quality perception, made them learn a lesson, maybe there will be some effort to recover, or not. Business is business. I don't know. I feel comfortable here where I'm here. That said, changing subject, we go to the third section of the podcast. There is a little issue for photography, for art photography. From interviews, videos on YouTube I've seen from gallery owners, it appears that after many decades and years, starting from Stiglitz to the latest authors that I have written about on my art history, photography history articles on my blog, on fcphotography.com/blog. All these people that lived and photographed in the 20th century, they worked to push the limit of photography and to bring it and stand firmly in the art sphere. But I know by personal experience and you too that when we think about photography, the first thing that comes in mind is the images we scroll down on Instagram. And this is a thing that is going on by quite some time now. So much that many enthusiasts, photographers, I don't mean only the newcomers, the new buyers of cheap cameras that have to learn, but even the enthusiasts ready to spend a lot of money in their gear, they don't print. There are lots of images that are standing in the hard drives or the SSD, and this is an issue because if the first thing that you think when you say photography is Instagram, you think to the Instagram filters. So you think to an image that is some measure fake. That is a problem, so much that if you look at the general magnitude of the market for art, is a thing. If you look at the painting side of the market, it is a big part of the art business. If you go to the photography, artistic photography, you see a measure that is various times lower, 5 to 6, if not more, lower movement of money. This means that we photographers can ask for less money per unit. But I am a newcomer in this field. I have been suggested by my art coach to stay low with the prices. I accept that for a while at least. So these don't affect me too much. The importance of what I'm doing is even to be understood in what I'm doing. I propose digital images done with my full frame camera. But it's important to understand I shoot difficult techniques that requires a lot of work of wrist. I come back at home with a few images, not the thousands that once I made. Now I come back even with 150 at max, or 200. Because what I want to obtain when I shoot is an image that from the start is as much completed as it gets. After on Photoshop is a matter of measures of the images, aspect ratio, short and brief corrections if needed, when needed, of exposition. I don't play much with contrast, and I know how to use the contrast without using the sliders. The contrast that you see with my images is not an easy, even by editing standard, is not a thing. There is a technique, okay? But the colors, the tones are the one that I have obtained using shoot-through, using my fiber optic painting brush. That is a type of imagery that is authentic. the most authentic that you can have with a digital camera. And I will see how it is perceived my work when next month I will open my space on Saatchi Art. In fact, from March I will start my sale campaign on saatchiart.com. And at the start, above all, I will do only the open editions that are managed by Saatchi Art itself. So printing in all the materials that they have, they go from paper to tissue to acrylic to metal. Open edition means lower prices. So I will have to take account of their commission that it should be 35 or 40%, but that said, you will see. When I will start, you will see the prices. And I will see how it goes there. Obviously, I have a Patreon account. To my Patreons, if they subscribe to my Artist Den tier, maybe from there or and even from my website, I could propose images that I personally provide to print with on photography paper, because I don't have I don't know if I found here in Milan someone that prints on metal. I don't know. But for if you like photography, archival, Hannemühle photography paper that is high quality and it lasts for eternity, how I can propose them without the commission of Saatchi Art. And we will see. Obviously, this year I will continue searching for publication and exhibitions. What will change from last year? I will search for publications to be interviewed in artistic outlets like Dekunu or Unattired or others that I know there are more. The exhibition, I will search more vividly every month. This time I want to obtain exhibitions in offline galleries, if I can. So it will be something of more value respect of what I obtained last year. This is what I plan to do. What is the doubt? That I will value in late December 2026. How I am understood, how much is understood my proposal, because obviously last year I obtained only 44.5 euros. I cannot afford to spend energy and time of my life this way. If this year arriving towards the end of the year 2026, I obtain only a few hundreds of euros of gain, means that I don't know, I made my effort. I gave my passion, I gave you my wounds, existential wounds, but it was the wrong moment, maybe. I wasn't good in marketing, maybe. It is possible. It can happen. I'm not a marketing person. I'm more an artist than a marketer. Or I'm not that good. I don't know. But instead, if I start gaining some thousands of euros from Saatchi Art, from Patreon, from my website, from other projects that later From the end of the coming summer to all autumn, I will propose projects. We shall see if I obtain some thousands in the end complexively. Then, yes, I think that no one, me, that is the most important thing, but even the people around me can understand that I am not, I am allowed to continue. Then 2027 has to be seen if I grow, if there is a still. The movement has to be every year a growth. If I reach a plateau, I could accept the plateau, but the plateau has to be several thousands of euros, at least 12,000, better 20. Something that allows me to be economically independent. But obviously, it is a matter, will the artist gallery find value in what I give them? Will the artistic magazine, those that treat not only photography but all the other media, will find value in what I propose? I hope. I really hope. Even because, and here I face the last part of this podcast. When and you will see, I do artistic nude photography. I recall the last article I made about Helmut Newton. I don't think that in 2026 there is any communicative, any actuality in proposing provocative, fetish, more erotic imagery. It is not more that time. We have gone on. My nudes are not for the gooners. Even if last year they told my images a bit too much, my images are images of my triumphant, sometime instead suffering soul. It is an image of woman that I propose, I think, that is a general image of the women that is in the male mind. And then I try to make some assertion, some narration to make them think and feel. It is about the problems with the relationship between men and women. It is something to say, maybe symbolic, about what is the woman, the right way to approach a relationship with a woman, with all the male hormones, testosterone hormones. But I don't do erotica per se. I have no interest in there. Surely, for me, I shoot women body because I have admiration for it. Sure, I can propose some body studies with particular exposition. And I have some idea. Even there is art even in the crotch side of woman to me, because my life brought me there. I discovered that part personally. It was a vis-a-vis when I was 29 years old. I'm a groove late. Baby, I'm a groove late. Sometimes it's all that you need, woman. Make you come back to the school, yeah. So, I'm an artist. I have something to say because we live in a day and age where there is an epidemic in solitude for men and women. Because the economy situation is crazy and many couple breaks, sometime in a minority of time, luckily, but it's too many. Men gets crazy and kills the woman that want to leave him. This means that I need to intervene there, because there is a problem on how men talk about women with other men too, within the others, but a part is the male culture about how men talk about women. I don't want to be self-indulgent, but I would say I think in this day and age where the options are or consider all the things that are considered to be considered in art is some woke narration, or in opposite there is the exact opposite. Consider the woman as the angel of the in the bed, the angel of delight, the angel of sin, and we come back to woman angel, woman devil. Sorry, I stand somewhere in the middle. My woman don't wear wings, don't have horns. More probably are more near the forest. And you know, the forest have you. So I have a culture, I have a vision that is not the typical one that you have seen. I think the heterosexual people need to be represented even in art. I would say anche in fashion, but it is not my field anymore. I don't care there. But there is many things to say yet. And this is what is my proposal. This is the question that will be answered in late December 2026. Will you be there with me? Well, we shall see. For now, shine on per aspera ad astra.